Step right up, hurry, hurry, before the show begins. My friends, stand in line, get your tickets. I hope you will attain. It'll only cost you 50 cents to see what life has done to those like you and me. See the man with the broken heart, you'll see that he is sad. He hurts so bad, so bad, so bad. See the girl who has lost the only love she ever had. There's got to be no sadder show to see. No doubt about it, satisfaction's guaranteed. So let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. Let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry, step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving and Happy New Year. And I want to really tell everybody out there that the violence has increased significantly in the southeast area, meaning the east side. I want to start off with a homicide that occurred on 97th and Avalon, where a 40-year-old African American female was shot multiple times, along with her friend of hers, or a male. The male didn't sustain life-threatening injuries, but however, she was shot and killed coming out of the alley, and wasn't too far from her house. And the family came out to the scene, very sad to basically see her go. I pretty much know the severeness of a woman getting shot, and again, we covered it on other episodes of A Million Hits, where obviously the rules are changing, and it should be said, and it should be concrete, that no women, no kids. You know, her family came out to the scene. It was very heartbreaking to see her go, and especially to have her family out there, you know, at the time of the homicide. Definitely want to give, you know, a special gone and never forgotten to that young lady who lost her life. Another homicide that occurred shortly after that was on 88th and Central, where two males were gunned down, one African American male, one Latino male in their 20s. The African American male sustained life-threatening injuries and died later at the hospital. The male Hispanic male who was shot just walking down the street survived basically his wounds. But apparently, you know, suspects jumped out on foot, you know, and pretty much did the shooting, and definitely want to see him recover and send out a special condolence out to him and his family, as well as the African American male who was gunned down and shot as well. Well, this Thanksgiving, I just want to tell everybody while they're eating, you know, their dinner and they're getting ready for Christmas and New Year's, that, you know, we really going past the point of no return with this violence. It's biblical now. And for a family who should be sitting down and opening gifts, we got to deal with tragedy. You know, for many of these families, they'll never be able to heal, and they'll never be able to understand why their loved ones was taken away. But I definitely want to talk about a multiple incident, a multiple shooting, multiple homicide that occurred on 55th and Avalon, where an African American male apparently shot, his female partner, and in return, I believe someone in the household shot him down while he was, shooting her. A very, very tragic scene. Family members came out again to the location.
Husband is the one that shot everybody in the house. She's on her way down here right now. I just want to know where my mom and my sister and my brother are. Like, what hospital are they in? I just want to know that everybody is okay. And where's my mama? Who was they saying?
Within a house here on west of 55th Street, White and Budlawn, we're told it's some kind of a domestic situation. As you mentioned, News Chopper 4 was here very soon after this happened. Let's look at some video from earlier in the day. There were two who were dead inside the house, and a third individual, a woman, was transported, we're told, with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, the initial assessment by LAPD was that it appeared there was some kind of a confrontation between two individuals, and one of those who fired, that may have been a justifiable homicide by that person. Now, we have to be sensitive to the fact that not all of the family members have been notified about the situation.
We responded to a call on 55th and Budlong. When we arrived, we seen multiple people getting transported to the hospital. My understanding, one person shot the other in a domestic dispute, and one was transported to the hospital.
Here we go again. Gun violence, domestic violence, gang violence. I know we all going through some things. It's holiday season. Folks needing money, don't have money, food, clothes. But the guns got to cease. You already got two people dead, lost their lives. Who knows what they had going on? Another person seriously injured, was not life-threatening, but she has to live with this for the rest of her life.
The last incident is very disturbing. Probably one of the most disturbing scenes I had to shoot since I've been doing this show was on Florence and Crenshaw, where a 22 or 23-year-old African American female who was pregnant, possibly 8 to 9 months pregnant, was shot along with her husband at a gas station.
Oh my God, that's scary! Yeah! She got shot in the leg in a fucking chest. Oh my God, that's scary! She's pregnant. Oh my God! He needs to get up in there with her! That's the baby daddy right there! With her husband, fuck baby daddy! Hey, what the fuck you waiting on? Take her!
Brothers and sisters there were very, very angry on how law enforcement and the paramedics responded to helping the pregnant female. And tensions were high, as her loved ones, were praying, were fighting for her to survive. And this is a tragic situation because we don't know if the baby life is on the line now. We don't know if she made it. 2 times in the chest, 1 in the leg, or 1 time in the chest or 1 in the leg. Either or for a 9-month or 8-month-year-old pregnant female carrying a child. This is very disturbing, But however, the successful part about this shooting is that on 2nd and Slauson, the person who shot her wrecked into a vehicle, jumped out the car, obviously armed and dangerous, and was apprehended shortly after the shooting. I do want to say that, the 100-day, 100-night situation kind of subsided. Thank God that, people were able to put whatever behind them and kind of move on. But when women start getting shot, it kind of surprises me, because are we a society who says we don't want women in our lives anymore? Are we giving up love? Because a woman, her whole demeanor, her whole reason of being here is to love a man. And if we don't want that love, then I question our very souls as a man. And I do question our very souls as fathers. People with reason who can understand why these shootings happen could try to figure out how to slow it down or make it stop. I think your voice needs to be heard a lot more in the community about these sisters getting shot and killed. So I'm Nash Baker, and I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. And just know that as you celebrate your happiness, a lot of families are unfortunate to do so. Again, to the gone and never forgotten, you're watching A Million Hits, fall of 2015. Peace.
So let the sun